I was gonna do the O2 sensor next, but just from looking at it, it looks super, super rusty. So I think I'm just gonna spray it with some spray first and let it sit, and then do the fuel filter, and then come back and do this O2 sensor. Okay, now it's been a minute since I've been underneath an RX-7 to do a fuel filter job, but there we go. This is a fuel filter right there. This is the fuel line, and it looks like we're probably at a good point in time to replace it. If I was smart, I would have replaced it before I filled the gas. I don't know if that makes a difference or not. And I'll show you some tips and tricks on how I do it and get it done without depressurizing the system. Another thing that I need to figure out is where all this oil is leaking from. This right here, that's just the spray that I sprayed on the O2 sensor up there. I kind of hosed it down. I got oil dripping from right here. You can see it on the ground, and then from like right there. I don't really know why it's coming out of right there. But yeah, let's get on with the fuel filter now. Here's where we're at right now. So I couldn't get to the bolt that was right here that was holding the fuel filter in place, so I had to remove the fuel filter bolts for the bracket. And there's one down here, and there's one up at the top. So I just did one from underneath the car, and then went up to the engine bay and did the one from the top. Then I was able to get this one, and now we're going to pop out the fuel filter. So let me do that real quick. Now here comes the fun part. So now that the bracket is off, we've got to get the hose to slide off. Now, because I didn't depressurize the system, here's what's going to happen. Gas is going to go everywhere. So what you do, and you have to do this quickly, but also understand you're going to get a little bit of gas all over you. But once you pull this off, you take a spark plug and you jam this end into the hose. Okay, that'll stop it from leaking long enough for you to do the top part, swap everything out, and then put it all back together. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. And I'm gonna try to set up my camera to capture it, but I probably can't because I need two hands and I gotta figure it out. I don't know, we'll see. So the hard part is that over time, over 30 years, these hoses, they tend to harden, and they harden in place. So you take your wrench and you just kind of squeeze the hose and rock it back and forth and try to crack it loose. And sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. I'm assuming, since it looks like this fuel filter's never been replaced, I probably won't be able to get the hose off, which is fine because we can just cut, but that makes more of a mess with the gas. Yeah, I don't foresee this coming off. I've got my knife. It's just a cheap serrated knife, and we're just gonna cut. So you feel about right there, and this will get gas. Let me get my spark plug ready to shove in there. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh my god, it won't fit. Oh my god, this is worse than I imagined. Not worse than I imagined, this is worse than I remembered. This won't fit because the hose is too hard. Oh man, this is all bad. Why do I keep getting myself into these situations? I can't fucking breathe. Oh my god. The good news is it's done dripping, and this one's only dripping. Oh, nope. Well, looks like we're done dripping on both sides, and plugging those up was an epic fail. all across the board. So now that I've got gas everywhere, I'm just gonna power through. Just gotta keep going, just power through. Here is the new one. You wanna make sure you get that on there all the way. That's on all the way. So now we can tighten this up. That'll work out just fine. Oh, we're not done over here yet. All right, guys. Don't do it this way, okay? Just don't do it this way. Just don't. Okay, now the situation up here isn't so bad because all I have to do is cut this hose right about here. Let me zoom out. Cut this hose right about here, and then because the hose is facing up, we won't have any gas leaking. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so I don't know if you guys can see, but this is the fuel hose. And yeah, it's very hard to see, but we are connected. Now I just need to tighten the hose clamps and replace the bracket and then mount it back onto the car, which I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna bore you with it. I just wanted you guys to see that I did get it on. I also made a huge mess with gas. And for the record, don't look at my hair, it's too long. This was definitely not the right way, the proper way to change out a fuel filter. What I should have done is I should have depressurized the line. I should have got the gas out of the lines completely, which I normally do. Like you can pull a fuse and then you can crank the car, and I'm just being lazy for whatever dumb reason, and I got a bunch of gas everywhere. So don't do this method. I'm just trying to get it done. Don't do it this way. Do not do it this way. Fail, don't do it.